I'd like very much to discuss with you today and share some of my most beautiful thangka, which are from North Tibet, Amdo. They're from a little village called Dashing, which is just across the border in Amdo when you come out from Tibet proper through West Tibet, Kham, and then into Amdo. And right there is this beautiful little village. I passed through it many times. One of those times, one of the great artists who'd seen me frequently and we'd talked, stopped me and he gave me this bundle of beautiful thangka, which he said had been painted between 1375 and 1415, according to the strict rules. And I'll show you in a bit the book from Dege in Kham, Tibet, which shows how to make them authentic and what to include. So I'd like you first to see the map of Tibet. And if you'll notice, this is Tibet proper, and this is Kham, Western Sichuan, and this is Amdo, also called Qinghai. And these thangka were all painted in this little village called Dashing, which we went to many times. Such a beautiful visit all through here. So I'd like to share these with you, and there's something that we can really appreciate. And also, when you hang one in your house, one should never sell them to anybody, but when you hang one, it brings to you the blessing. So as I said, each of the little nomadic tents of families would want one, and having one in their little tent would protect them from the harsh winters and all the things that might happen in the highlands of Amdo and Tibet. I'm going to start with this one. That's a very beautiful one. As we can see here, this is the Hayagriva. Hayagriva, it's from the Kagyu sect, and it's so beautiful. It shows Hayagriva with his staff, thunder and lightning, and he uses the thunder and lightning to purify us. And by doing that, he chases out of us any snakes, ways we might harm people, or any words we might use to harm people. That's the first of the beautiful images I'd like to share. My next image, this is one of my very favorites. I keep this in my room. This is green Tata. There are two Tatas, white Tata who sits on a lotus, and green Tata who gets down off the lotus. That's because when you ask her for something, she immediately comes and helps you. And her point is that we must always be ready to come and help anybody. Even if they don't say anything, you see they're in need, we immediately come down and say, how may I help you? How may I heal you? And these are those, she brings these with her to help her. The green Tata, and you can see her leg coming down, coming to help you with the way we should always be ourselves. This thangka, that's a Guanyin with many heads, and she has in her hands this Chenrezi Guanyin, Chenrezi, which is another name in Tibet for Guanyin, and she has this water to wash away any impurities, any bad thoughts, and an eye. And this eye allows us to see the needs of other people, and seeing them, then we too get up off our seat. So there's white Tata and green Tata, all waiting to come and help us. This picture, it's also one of my very favorite ones, and it's from the Dalai Lama order of monks. This is Vajra Dada, thunder and lightning in his hand, which he uses to purify you. You see the fire coming out, and when he purifies you, then you are totally freed from any bad thoughts, any bad judgments, and only when you stop judgments and desires, then you can be in divine or absolute presence. So the spiritual depth of this too is really something. And this is my last one now. This one is Hayagriva, a second vision of him. It's a 15th century one. You can see him in this hand. He has the thunder block, and in this hand he's coming to help you. It's a very beautiful image, and you can see the various kings, the political people, call on him because politics and government is useless unless they follow these beautiful rules of helping people and not just helping oneself. I'd like to finish my discussion today by showing you one of the actual images. This is what the thangka looked like. As you can see, they're very, very old. It's yellow-haired Hayagriva with the thunderbolt in his hand. And here, these are the politicians writing to help him. Please help our country. Please help our people, or my family, help my family. And so he comes and purifies us. I hope that was helpful. And the last thing I'd like to do is show you this book. This book can be only bought in Dege, which is in Kham. And this book is only in Chinese and in Tibetan. And this is the Dege book showing the correct way to paint thangka. So each of those we just saw are in here. And it shows, though it explains in Chinese and Tibetan, here's what you must include in each of your pictures. So this book itself is extremely precious. Some of you saw are here already, Hayagriva. And so having this book as part of the collection is one of the ways I can verify what it is and what images should be in it if it's authentic. Thank you very much today for listening.